Back in November of last year, General Motors laid off 6,700 workers in 5 different plants across North America, 4 in the States, 1 in Canada. It directly affected 6,700 workers and their families, but the spin-off jobs that relied on those auto plants totaled into the tens of thousands of jobs. And I remember hearing that on the news, and I was just heart sick for all those families that were going to be hit by that and devastated by the financial loss. Made me sick. I felt so bad for them. So a couple of months later, after that, I'm reading in a financial publication that the stock for mega carriers, certain mega carriers such as USA Truck and US Express, has fallen flat. No one's buying the stock. And they blame it on the mega carriers, are blaming this on the driver shortage. They can't find drivers. However, some of the mega carriers were pleased because the unemployment rates were increasing. And what that meant to them was that there were more people unemployed in the market, so their odds of finding truck drivers were improving. The mega carriers were thrilled because General Motors had laid off 6,700 people, plus it affected tens of thousands more guys that were put into an unemployment situation that the mega carriers may now be able to hire. And with that, they may not have to increase their driver pay, because all of a sudden there's thousands of guys out of work looking for a job, and the mega carriers were rubbing their hands going, oh boy, maybe this will help fill our driver shortage. And reading that, the thought of that just made me sick. Here are these guys, these vultures, taking advantage of guys out of work. They know they need a job, and they're going to try to pick up as many of these unemployed auto workers as they possibly can to help them out. Now, I got to feel sorry for any General Motors employees or former employees that are going to end up working for a mega carrier, because the cut in pay is going to be drastic. They'll have to sell their houses and their new pickup trucks and buy used Honda Civics and rent someplace. The pay cut's going to be an incredible blow to them. But here are the mega carriers pleased with the layoff of these General Motors workers, and that just sticks in my craw. That these are the same carriers that in a heartbeat would replace their drivers if these autonomous trucks ever came to be, if they ever came to fruition. If they actually worked properly, those mega carriers would dump those drivers in a heartbeat. There's no loyalty there. So how do you stop something like this? Here are these mega carriers bolstering their stock on the backs of unemployed workers. Well, the easiest way to hit them back is just not to work for the mega carriers. So the mega carrier stock goes flat, no one buys the stock, and then the mega carriers are bleeding money and no one's going to invest in them, and then they'll have to live like the drivers. They'll have to live paycheck to paycheck instead of living like kings off their stock prices and sales. That just burns me. That just shows you how unfair this system is. So there's a glimpse at the mega carriers for you. Companies that are pleased by rising unemployment so they can lowball workers that need jobs, that are desperate for jobs. So keep that in mind and avoid the mega carriers. Try to work for a decent carrier that cares something about its people, not a carrier that's just thriving off the loss and misery of others. That's my rant for the day, but before I go, I did want to show you my new t-shirt, modeling it today. How do you like them apples? Now, the ATA's been around a long time, longer than 40 years, but it's basically since deregulation that they've started screwing with everybody. So I like the t-shirt. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Keep the rubber side down. Avoid the mega carriers like the plague, because they don't care about you. And I'll see you on the back. Take care.